Hi, students. I just wanted to post a little something regarding the sources that you're supposed to be finding as you start your final research paper for this class. I hope you guys are all doing well. The semester is almost over, which is exciting, but it also means that the big research paper is almost done, almost due. What I wanted to show you real quick, and of course, I wanted to let you know as well that I'm working on the exam one grades right now. I'm sorry it took me a while to grade them. I actually ended up extending the extra credit for them and until Sunday, a couple days ago. Wait, yesterday was Sunday, I guess. So that's why I kind of held off, because I wanted anyone who wanted extra credit to be able to do it. And so now everyone who wanted the extra credit has done it. And so I'm going back and grading, and then I'm adding 5 points for people who did extra credit. So those grades will be coming out today. Now, when you look in the week 4 folder, the overview, of course, we have all the regular stuff, but then this week, we also have one kind of a little bit of a different assignment. We've got the usual discussions. Of course, exam 2 will be opening this week. That's the final exam for this course. And it's on the last 2 weeks. So it's not going to be including, obviously, anything for next week. It's just going to be based on weeks 3 and 4. So the research prep project is due this week. So last week you were supposed to have chosen the artwork that you're going to create your research paper on. And the reason I like to start this a couple weeks early is so that you've started thinking about it already. So that next week, when the research paper is due, next week is the last week of class, you won't be like, oh, I don't even know what that is. You will have already selected an artwork. You will already have selected, started some research and turned in a works cited page or bibliography showing me that you've been looking for sources. And then hopefully, I'm assuming you're also have already started writing the paper, which is going to be due, like I said, next week at the end of the semester. So what I'm asking you to do this week is actually create a works cited or bibliography page. Many of you are probably most familiar with a works cited. That's because that works cited is what we call the sources page for an MLA formatted paper, research paper. But if you are doing the research paper in a Chicago style format, which is another option, it would be called a bibliography. Of course, you can also do APA. I don't care what style you choose. I recommend choosing the style that's best and most common in your field, depending on what your field is. If you are in the field of art history, then you would use a Chicago style. So I use bibliographies, but most people will work in MLA style. So a works cited page is probably what you'll turn in, and that's just fine. They're the same thing, they just have different titles and a little different source type of citation style. So what you're going to do is find the sources lecture, watch the finding sources lecture, which is in the research paper folder. Hopefully you've already watched it. I asked you to watch it last week. And then you're going to go ahead and start doing research and find at least 3 peer-reviewed sources. I am requiring you to have 4 sources, but the 4th one will be something that you find from class. So remember, we have weekly readings all the time that are posted basically from Smart History or Khan Academy. And I'm allowing you to use one of those. And I just want you to put it in your bibliography to show me that you've used 4 sources. But the other 4 should actually be from outside of the readings from class and should be found by using the STC Library Resources page, which is outlined in the Finding Sources lecture. Please watch it. It's only like 15 minutes long. It'll tell you how to do it. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. I will tell you how to do it in the lecture. Once you found your sources, you'll create a works cited MLA style or bibliography, Chicago style, listing your sources properly using any style guide you want. And please use the STC Library website if you need help with this. And I'll show you how to get there right now in terms of style formatting. And then you'll turn it all in, and you'll turn it in the research paper sources Dropbox. So where is everything I just talked about? Well, of course, in the assignments, this is where the research paper has been up for a while. You can now see that also I have a presentations folder there. I'll talk about that in a different message I'll send out later. But here you've got everything. It's already been up for a few weeks, the guidelines, the lectures, an example paper, writing tips, and a research paper Dropbox. So in the lectures, of course, one of them is the Finding Sources lecture. Like I said, it's 13 minutes long. It's me speaking over a lecture where I go to the website, I show you how to find sources, really pretty simple. And then the other one is how to do a visual analysis, because part of your paper is a visual analysis, the other part is a research paper. I do have an example paper here as well. If you go to the end of it, you will see a works cited page. So this is what I want you to do this week and turn in this week. And then what I'm going to do as fast as I can, I'll get it back to you if it needs to be edited. If it doesn't need any edits, I'll just give it back to you and say, great job. You don't have to change anything. I hope that's the case. But if you turn in, weird blogs, Wikipedia sites, stuff that's not good peer-reviewed sources, and I do talk about what a peer-reviewed source is in the Finding Sources lecture. Basically, it's just a source that has been reviewed by peers, experts in the field. So all of these sources have been looked over many times for a long time. They're written by experts in the field, by art historians, right? And then they're also checked by historians. So the art historians have had to read these and give the author edits to make it better, to make sure that everything is truthful, that no one's making anything up, right? So that's a peer-reviewed source. Those are the best sources you can find, other than, sorry, my dog just is making funny noises. Chewy. So these are the best sources that you can find. The other thing, sorry, and now I'm distracted because Chewy is right here. So this is a good bibliography works cited page. You'll notice it only has 3. I am asking you for 4. But remember, the 4th one can be anything from class, okay? So there's an example for you. And let's see. What else are you going to do here? So the other thing I did want to show you real quick is if you just put an STC library in your Google, it'll come right up and it'll go right to the library page. Of course, this is where you're going to find all your stuff. And this is all gone over in the Finding Sources lecture. I'm not going to do it now, but this is where you're going to find everything. And you can get it all online, or you can go into the library and try to find books. But I know many of you, since we're an online class, you'll want to just do it online. The other thing I wanted to show you in terms of making a bibliography or a works cited page, putting things together, is these research tools. So APA, MLA, and more. This is where I would click to check it out. And here there's link for if you need help with grammar, punctuation, writing mechanics, all of that good stuff. If you know you have a problem with plagiarism, make sure you don't cheat, right? Don't take anything that's written by someone else and use it as your own. That's plagiarizing. If you do, you have to cite it, right? And you have to put quotations around quotes. That's a whole nother lecture as well. But for MLA formatting and style guide, it's right here. It brings you to OWL Purdue. This is a wonderful website, and you can literally put stuff in here and cite it, okay? Also, APA is in here, and Chicago, right here. So, and then there's style guides at the top. Feel free to use all this awesome stuff, okay? The other thing I wanted to mention, but I'm not going to talk too much about it, and because it's all in the Finding Sources lecture. When you go and watch the Finding Sources lecture, remember, when you're finding sources through the different databases, most of the databases now have a little something on them that says cite here, and that's where you actually have to. That's what you have to do. All right, hi everybody. I'm so sorry about all that weirdness. I had the plumber just came to the house. I'm gonna keep going. So I just wanted to show you this site here because it will show you how to format everything. But I did want to remind you that in the Finding Sources lecture, you will also find a bunch of information about citing actually within the databases. There will be a Cite Me button, and you can click that and it'll make a citation for you, and you can copy and paste that into your works cited. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. I'm going to post another lecture that has to do with presentations, which are going to be due next week. I'm going to open that folder early. Have a great week. I will talk to you later.